You end a relationship and you're bitter, you're bitter. You think it's them, what they should have done, what they didn't do, and what they did do and what they should have saw. And you're like, you're pointing the finger at them more so, right? In every relationship, there's something to be learned. There's a lesson to be learned. Take the lesson for yourself, regardless of them taking the lesson. I'm sure they're going to take it in due time. They're going to reflect it. That's on them. That's their responsibility. It's not yours. But when you end a relationship with someone and you look at yourself and you say, okay, what did I learn from that? The lessons are like this. Let me show you. Let me help you, because I had to do this myself several times. Okay. And it's like, I don't want to go through that again. So let me help you. Okay. Okay. It's over. What am I lacking? Why I wanted it in him? Why am I expecting him to do what only I need? Where does that come from? Can I provide it myself, or do I have a standard of a man that needs to be in my life? I did that, right? Then I was like, okay, God, you're everything that I need. What is it that I'm supposed to learn from this relationship? Because the very thing that we are lacking, sometimes we attract it in the person that we choose. Okay, because going on a date's okay, seeing hi, a couple texts, couple meetings, that's fine. But someone coming into your world and you giving yourself to them, you wanted to do that. I did. I've done it, right? And so I'm like, okay, how could I learn this lesson? Because I want to graduate from it in a sense of knowing what I need to be healed of, why I attracted all of that. Now, the very thing that I noticed in the men that I was with is that the things that I needed from them, they couldn't provide, but the other things that I'm so used to is what they did, right? Why I even connected with them. Now, most of the decisions that I made was based off of lust and lack of company or provision or covering. My definition of covering, right? That they did fulfill for the moment, but then didn't. Then I was like, okay, when the relationship ended, or it kept on being an on and off, or somewhat toxic, we'll say that, okay? Because it's not good. There's no fruit in it. There's nothing good in it, right? I need to love myself more to understand what is for me and what God has for me. That step back, that's hard to do because we think we already know. But remember, the very thing that we lack is sometimes the very thing we see in the other people. And the very thing that needs to come out of us is the very thing that we see in the other person. And then when we release ourselves from that person and break up with the person, we need to end that and realize that the very thing that we don't need, that we saw in them, is in us. Sometimes remove that, allow God to fill that void, and step forward when he sees fit. He knows who's best for us. He knows who he has for us. So all of that's going to be an experience. You're going to heal from that. Trust me. Going forward, you're going to trust what God has for you. Keep yourself until that time, but allow God to pour in you, because we don't lack anything in him. He is everything we need. And then he'll provide the person that we need.